you're supposed to be able to hold your ground unless the guy just keeps repeatedly hitting you.
Okay.
So we turned one time and the kid took a dive. That's not supposed to be an offensive foul. That's supposed to be either a block or a play on. That hasn't changed from last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I've been with you for your entire 14-year career, and I think you've been shown the locker room early 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, something like that.
What do you do when you get to the locker room? I know you're fuming and you're frothing at the mouth. I mean, do you flip it on the TV immediately? Do you call Margaret and say, what do you think? I know she's sitting on the stands.
Margaret visited me. That was nice of her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had my brother, Jack, was there.
I see Jack's in town.
Jack's in town.
Jack and Sherry.
Jack and Sherry are here. Good to see you guys, as always.
From Philadelphia.
Jack and Connor came in immediately. And
we were talking to Connor before the game.
So, yeah. So Jack and Connor sat with me the whole time.
Okay. So
and that's happened before. Up at UNI. Jack and Connor and Patrick both. They were in elementary school.
That was a long time ago. Yeah.
Little family love at a time like that.
You know, I got tossed, and Jack says, "We're out of here. I'm leaving.
I'm going with
Well,
Dad."
the second technical, Fran, you were standing in front of us, pointing out the foul difference of 6
to 1
and 1, 6 to 1, 6 to 1.
I'm surprised
Don't
I haven't
curse
seen
me.
a T-shirt today that says 6 to 1, 6 to 1.
That's my point.
I'd buy one.
like if I'm berating him and I'm using foul language, that's understandable.
Yeah.
But in a situation like that, I think what should have happened is the guy says, "Hey, one more word.
Sit down." Yeah.
Yeah. One more word, and I'm going to run you. Now, if you keep going, then that's on me, right? Okay. And sometimes
You're calculated.
yeah, I'm not going to.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm not,
Well-
but like I said, I wasn't embarrassing him. I wasn't cursing at him.
No.
Not going to do that. I've known those guys for a long time.
Well, you guys are so friendly at the start of the game. And then it
I used to get him in the SoCon back in the day, in Southern Conference. When I was at UNC Green, that's 2 jobs ago. I used to get him.
Yeah.
That's 2 jobs ago.
Yeah.
I like that line.
Yeah.
Well, on the floor, back and forth first half, Hawks had trouble knocking shots down early in the game, but you're down 2. You get it tied right at the start of this. Tony makes
We
a
actually
good
took
move.
the lead. We scored the first 2 buckets in the second half. But, we had some really good looks. I mean, you think of the looks that Josh Dix had. He's not going to make them all, but he's going to make 1 or 2.
Sure.
And then, same thing with, Patrick had 1, Peyton had 1. We had a number of really good looks, not only in terms of 3-point shots, but mid-range open shots. And we just had a little cold spell. They hit a couple shots in transition and took a little bit of a lead. They got up 10. And then, that's when you need to make sure that the game is, you're not giving up a call like the one that upset me. Not to belabor that, that's not the only reason we lost. I'm not blaming the officials. Right. It was a good crew and all that. But, it just started snowballing a little bit. But the kids hung in there and fought. Patrick hit a 3, Peyton hit 2 threes. I thought Tony Perkins was really aggressive attacking the basket. Owen Freeman got going. He was a little tentative. Kind of like the Iowa State game. Owen was really tentative at the start. And he ends up with 11 and 8.
Yeah,
in
that
a tough
atmosphere
environment on the
looking
road. I mean, he was dunking the ball and blocking shots. And when he just plays and just hoops, he's really good, and he makes a difference to our team. When he's thinking about trying to be perfect, is when he's not. And so that's what I keep talking to him about. Like just fly around, play with some reckless abandon. This is not a game of perfect. I say that to the guys all the time. It's not.
I love the fact you gave him a start yesterday. He's earned that, but the 2 quick fouls or 2 early fouls put you in a hole.
Well, yeah, it takes his aggressiveness away. He's better when he's aggressive because, when you're playing quality veteran big guys, you got to do your work early. And one of the biggest adjustments for a guy like him is, in high school, he could block 10 shots in a game. Just wait, stand behind you, and just block your shot. You can't do that at this level. I mean, Tyrus Reed's 265, so and he's every bit as tall. So you have to front and break contact and spin around to the other side, not go for steals on post feeds that you don't get, because if you miss it, it's a dunk. He's got to learn all that, and that will keep him out of foul trouble. And to block your shots coming from the weak side, so you're not trying to block the shot of the guy you're guarding. Because a lot of times, even when you do, they call a foul, because there's some level of contact.
Sure.
What I've noticed about Owen, though, he has done a nice job of releasing contact and getting some of those steals in the post.
We've been working with him on that. He's learning. He played for a really good high school coach, as I said before, Sean Taylor. So, he comes from a basketball family. But some of these veteran guys are really good at kind of getting you on their back and keeping you there, and showing a target to the passer. And now you're in jail a little bit. And so, for him, I think he's just going to keep getting better and better in that area.
Coach, let's go to Twitter. Aaron checks in. Coach, just having completed 3 tough games against a rival and 2 conference teams, how do you handle the discussions? What do you say to your team about the next stretch of 3 games, all non-conference, and how these games are just as important for growth?
Well, there's no question about that. So what we'll do today, this begins finals week, as you already pointed out. So you want them locked in for that, and you want to give them a little bit of time. It was a tough stretch, with those 2 tough road games coming off trip to San Diego. So today was an off day. Tomorrow we'll have practice early, because that's the only time we can go, and we'll obviously look at the film from yesterday and try to learn and grow from that. And really kind of just work on us for a couple days. If a guy needs extra time, he's got 2 papers and 2 finals, practice is essentially optional. And then we'll get caught up with film as we get closer to the end of the week for our game Saturday.
Finals week has typically been get there when you can around your finals schedule, and the coaches will work with you. Are they?
Finals are different. Like, they might open up the test on Thursday and close it on Friday, so you can take it anytime you want. It's a little bit different, than the old days when they were walking up and down the aisles and staring at you, trying to put the fear of God into you.
Wrapping your knuckles
Don't
with the
look
ruler.
to your left or look to your right.
Fill in the
back when you and I
were
college.
taking tests.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on your own paper.
What is it, number 2 pencil, number 2 lead?
fill it in completely. It won't count.
Fill in the dots. Okay, this is from Kevin. Coach, with a few years of experience having conference games beginning in December, what do you see as the pros and cons of that type of scheduling system?
Well, it's not like it can be debated, because it's the only way, unless they start the season earlier.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can get 20 league games in, because the basketball schedule, based on when the Final Four is, and when the Masters starts after that, the only way you're going to have more time is to back it up in the other direction, which puts you more into football season as well. So, when we decided to go to 20 league games, which we had to do for our league's strength of schedule, for our ability to get more teams into the NCAA tournament.
Sure.
When you look at the analytics, we had to go to 20 games. But it also enhanced our ability from an economic perspective to get a better TV contract, because they would much rather us play more league games than more non-conference games, unless we were playing Arizona in Vegas or something like that, made for TV opportunities. So, we all agreed to it, and that's when they're going to be, because it's the only way it can be. And, you don't like to necessarily start 0-2. Sometimes you start 2-0 and you feel really good about it. But, for us, we didn't play well at Purdue, played a little better yesterday, not well enough. But we learned a lot. The young guys are keep growing and keep getting more experience. And we have an opportunity now to play 3 non-conference games that will give us more opportunities to grow together.
We were just talking about Owen Freeman a moment ago. Clint says, how would you compare Owen's progress and where he's at as a freshman compared to Luka Garza his freshman year? Go Hawks. Thank you, Clint.
Well, Luka went right into the starting lineup. Owen was close to doing that. he was on his way to, I think, being a starter, and then he had 2 injuries that set him back, one in the summer and one in the fall. Nothing that would keep him out for a long time, would keep him out for a week to 10 days, because we weren't suddenly going to rush him back at that point. You know, Luka averaged, I think, 12 and 7 his freshman year on a team that, quite frankly, was below average. We were just okay that year. That was the year that we had a losing record. But it showed a lot of promise. You remember that? That was a unique team. We had Tyler Cook, we had Jordan Bohannon, we had Nicholas Baer. But we didn't have a lot of depth in the backcourt. So when we were healthy, we were really good. I always go back to, you look and say, well, it wasn't a great year. We didn't, we had a losing record. But we lost to Michigan in overtime in the Big Ten tournament, and they went to the national championship game. So that typifies the fine line between winning and losing and having a successful season and not having a, we just had no depth in the backcourt. Bohannon had plantar fasciitis. Isaiah Moss had a sprained ankle. We just had no depth there. We were swinging Macy Daly into the backcourt. He was really a forward. And part of the reason was Connor got hurt that year, so he had the red shirt.
That's right.
So if we had Connor on that team, we probably would have been, at least 19 and 14 instead of 14 and 19, and had a different seed in the Big Ten tournament and so forth. But it was a great opportunity for those guys to grow. Tyler Cook was a sophomore, Luka was a freshman, Bohannon, I think he would have been a junior, I guess, at the time. And it was a strange year, but to compare those two, I get it. They're both big guys, and they're both really talented freshmen. They were both rookies of the week a bunch of times. Actually, it's freshman of the week, because they specify that it has to be a freshman, because so many people's rookies are like 24 and 25 years old.
Here we come back to the transfer portal.
They're ready to retire.
Well, Coach, to the here and now, offensively, you talk about, we just need to improve our offense. You held to 65. You had 80 yesterday, but 65 at both Purdue and Iowa State. We talk about it on our post-game comments. What needs to happen? What are you looking for to improve on the offensive end?
We need to move and share the ball like we typically do. So if we're running our motion game, we have to screen and cut better. Remember we said after Iowa State, we were really east and west. Same thing with Purdue. So intense pressure, so it's dribble handoff to a dribble handoff to a dribble handoff, and then the clock's winding down. You need random ball screens, rip and drive, draw the defense, swing it, move it one more, drive the close out, set a flare screen on the weak side, slip the flare screen on a switch, and really tie up the defense. So we like to score quickly. We run on makes and misses. We push the basketball. But sometimes you just need to score late in the shot clock. So it might mean you score less points, but you're getting better shots. Now, I will say this, and you were there. I don't think our shot selection was that bad. I remember a couple contested twos. Tony took one, DeSante took one, Peyton took one. But they're makeable shots. We have to be more patient and get better looks at it. And the other thing we have to do is do a better job on the offensive glass. When you are struggling shooting the basketball, don't rely on one pull-up jumper that's contested. That's going to make it really, really hard. So we just have to learn, and that's what we're going to be working on this week. Our offensive movement, screening, cutting, etc.
In that vein, Laji Dembele, he's crashing the glass. It seems like every time he's out there, he goes and gets it.
Well, Bobby was our best rebounder all summer, and he, the thing about Laji is Laji can shoot. He's not, you look at him, he looks like a prototype smash mouth power forward, but he can shoot. He can make foul line jumpers. He can step out and make threes. So with Laji, I said to him right during the one, I said, I need you on the glass. Stop worrying about picking and popping and shooting. I don't have a problem with you shooting the three when you're open, because he missed the one, then he made the foul line jumper. And so I don't want him to get gun shy and think, coach is going to get upset with me if I jack one here. I'll never say anything to him if he shoots an open three. If he shoots a contested three, that's going to be a problem. But get to the glass. He got 3 in that one possession, so that shows you what he's capable of.
Indeed.
All right, you got to take a break.
Coach, I can smell it from here. Your delicious dinner
Salmon
from the Hyatt Regency menu has arrived. Go enjoy that for a few minutes, and we'll come back with more Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery and Bobby Hansen in just a minute. We're sponsored by Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Hawk fans who buy your own health insurance, Wellmark is on your side. And on the health insurance marketplace, let's give it up for plans you can afford. Check out wellmark.com/hoops and compare plans. And we're sponsored by our friends at Iowa Corn. Throughout the Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk Series, Iowa Corn promotes values that are uniquely Iowan. On behalf of Iowa's corn farmers, we salute all athletes for their hard work and determination to be the best both on and off the field. Just like our athletes, our state leads the nation in corn and ethanol production. Follow Iowa Corn on Facebook to learn how corn grows Iowa. It was great to see Stan and the gang at Iowa Corn last week over at the Iowa State game in Ames. Even though we didn't enjoy the outcome of the contest, we certainly enjoyed talking to and visiting with the Iowa Corn folks as always. When we come back from our next time out, we'll of course go back to Twitter and your Facebook questions. Coach McCaffery is enjoying his meal here at the Hyatt Regency, and then we will take a U.S. Bank scoreboard break as well. That's all ahead, straight ahead here on Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Right now, new and current customers can get any phone for free at U.S. Cellular. So you can connect with all your family members this holiday season, like your snowbird grandparents, your adorable nieces, or your favorite uncle. Just think, with any phone free from U.S. Cellular, you could even call your aunt who always makes you talk to your cousin, who's a dog. Or, maybe just send her a festive text. Everyone can get the gift of connection at U.S. Cellular. Get any phone free today. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week. It's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop. And count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy. Some restrictions apply.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing, big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oak Knoll is located near University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We're a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/corn grows Iowa.
Welcome back to the Hyatt Regency and the Iowa River Landing. Great crowd tonight for Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery. Thank you all for coming out on a Monday night. We're here every week throughout the fall and winter. as the Hawks continue on, pressing on toward, of course, after New Year's Day, it's Big Ten all the time. For now, it's the Hawks and Florida A&M at the Wells Fargo Arena on Saturday. Sold out Wells Fargo for a men's-women's doubleheader. We hope to see you over there. Before we go back to Hawk Talk, or at least talking about the Hawks and their season, let's give you a U.S. Bank scoreboard update courtesy of our friends at U.S. Bank. One basketball game of note tonight involving a top 10 team, Gonzaga. The 10th ranked Zags are at home to Mississippi Valley State. That comes up in about 10 minutes, 8 o'clock Iowa time. Monday Night Football, the Packers are playing at New York, and they're almost just about to the end of the first quarter. No score, Green Bay and the Giants. The Miami Dolphins lead the Tennessee Titans 7-0 with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, and that is down on South Beach, down in Miami. We're with Coach McCaffery. You can reach Fran on Twitter at Gary Dolphin, or on Facebook at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. Your Eagles are, I'm not bringing it up because, but they're still
right in the middle of it.
Right there.
10-3.
Playoff team, needless to say. The Cowboys are playing better than a lot of people thought they'd be. But
they were making a move yesterday and fumbled. Can't turn it over, Dolph. Can't turn it over in football. It's bad enough you turn it over bad. You can't turn the ball over.
He got nailed, though, didn't he?
He did.
He got sandwiched.
He did.
My wife thinks the coach, Sirianni, looks like Aaron Rodgers. We sat there and looked at him a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Similar haircut, you know.
The unshaven.
My Bears are really on a roll. They're 5-8 now after
they played well yesterday.
2-game winning streak.
They got some first-round picks, I hear.
They got a ton of picks. They just can't make up their mind whether Justin Fields is the guy going forward or not. What do you think?
Well, to be honest with you, I get tired of listening to that on ESPN.
Are they talking about
all they talk about is who NFL quarterbacks. That's all they talk about.
Oh, all NFL quarterbacks.
That's all they talk about. Yeah. Is who's a franchise quarterback, who isn't, who they're going to draft, what quarterback are they going to draft. Like, there's no other positions in football. Did you know that? There's only one position.
I didn't realize it.
Gotten rid of running backs pretty much.
They didn't even pay them.
No, they're disposable.
And then then they tell we've got to run the football. Well, you know what? You might need a running back then.
Yeah. Marvin Harrison, the second, is pretty good. He'll be making some cash next year.
But the real deal.
Yeah, college football, college basketball, and then, of course, to the NFL. And when is 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers going to recover from his Achilles tear? They got him coming back next week.
That's a matter of national importance right there. There's a couple wars going on, but that's priority one.
Well, it is. He's in New York now. So what else are you going to talk about, right, Coach?
It'll be remarkable if he makes it back, though. You have an injury like that?
I had
You had
Achilles tendon.
Did you tear Achilles?
Well, I didn't. See, what I wonder, having experience in this matter.
Yeah.
Like when you think of a torn Achilles, you're thinking of the Achilles snaps. And it's kind of like a blind
spaghetti
going up.
Spaghetti, shredded wheat.
And then they got to try to pull it. That's hard. I had tears in the Achilles in 2 locations, but it never snapped. So you just kind of sew it back together, and then they keep it a certain way. And I was in a cast for 13 weeks. And what I'm talking about is like you're on crutches for 13 weeks. That was difficult.
Now, did this happen in a game?
Yes.
A buddy of mine who's a college basketball coach is stepping off the curb at a tournament and tore his Achilles. And he was probably 41, 2 years old. Huh?
Father-son camp has father-son camps across the country. They lead. That's where you get all the Achilles things. We should have like
more fathers than
a sports
sons?
medicine setup.
A little more stretching, maybe.
We do. We stretch a lot. We didn't have any. The last couple of years, we haven't had any. But
Brad Floyd could retire.
Exactly. Dr. Wolf should be standing there handing out business cards.
Okay. We don't want to make light of Achilles tears now.
No, especially me.
Did you have that at Penn, or was it in your...
Okay. It was at Penn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Coach, you look like you're back to full
Came
health.
back.
Yeah.
I played after that with not even being taped.
White magic.
Fine. Yeah.
White magic.
Yeah.
All right. Brandon says, hey, Coach, what's something you tell your freshmen after a tough week of games? It's more about the process of just getting through your freshman year, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, this is a pretty savvy group here. Mm-hmm. You know, they get it. They think about it. Like this is what they signed up for. I say that all the time. But they watch all our games when they're in high school, mm-hmm. right? And they've been through practice. Now they're talking to the upperclassmen. You're showing them tape. They know the other teams in the league. They know the players. They know all the freshmen. They played against them in the summer. So, you know, it's not like a complete shock to them. But I think his point is a good one. I mean, all of a sudden, okay, you watch Purdue on TV. You say you watch Purdue, Indiana, and say, okay, well, I want to play in that atmosphere. Well, now when you actually have to go play in that atmosphere, it's a little different. And you have to be able to perform under pressure. It's loud. You can't hear anything. So you're trying to, you know, we always say, we got to stay connected on defense. Well, that's really hard to do when it's really loud. And, you know, it's funny because, you know, we were talking earlier about the technical foul. Well, and, you know, at Iowa State, I was yelling at the one official. He's like, stop yelling at me. I said, I'm not yelling at you. It's loud in here. You can't hear me. I'm not mad at you.
I'm trying to get your attention.
I want you to, he laughed like hell. He's like, oh, okay.
You've got all the angles. You've got all the comeback lines. A buddy of mine, Scott, texted me today's a Wartburg guy up in Waverly, great program. He says, I want to know what Fran's favorite blood pressure medication is. I said, well, I have no idea if he has low blood pressure.
There's nothing wrong with my blood pressure.
See,
I don't need blood pressure medicine.
He was listening yesterday on the road, and he said, God bless him, what's his favorite blood? He said, I got to get some of that. What's his favorite blood pressure medication? I said, I don't know, but I'll ask him tomorrow night on Hawk Talk.
Blood pressure rises when you don't let it out.
That's a good point.
You gotta let it out.
That's a very good point.
Just tell them that.
You probably have low blood pressure, knowing you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Barely registers.
On the Richter scale. All right, we'll take a break, come back with more. We'll talk Florida A&M and Wells Fargo Arena coming up this Saturday with Coach McCaffery when we return, plus more of your tweets and Facebook posts. We're at the beautiful, newly remodeled Hyatt Regency tonight and each and every week with Hawk Talk and Coach McCaffery. By the way, the Hawkeye football team is officially now headed to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Head there with them. Just head to HawkeyeSports.com first, though. HawkeyeSports.com/Bowl Central to view information on game tickets, air travel, and hotel. Presented by Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited, Iowa's official bowl tour. We'll be back with more Hawk Talk right after this pause. Coach McCaffery from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you've got the right tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through!
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel, good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smarter together. Member FDIC.
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/fan of corn.
Right now, new and current customers can get any phone for free at US Cellular. So you can connect with all your family members this holiday season. Like your snowbird grandparents, your adorable nieces, or your favorite uncle. Just think, with any phone free from US Cellular, you can even call your aunt who always makes you talk to your cousin, who's a dog. Or, you know, maybe just send her a festive text. Everyone can get the gift of connection at US Cellular. Get any phone free today. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oak Knoll is located near University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We're a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week, it's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop and count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy. Some restrictions apply.
We're at the Hyatt Regency in Coralville, the Iowa River Landing. Thanks for joining us on Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Fran McCaffery. Typically this season we'll be here on Monday nights, but if the Hawks play on Monday, we'll probably have our show the next night or perhaps on a Wednesday. But we don't, most of our programs will be on Monday night, so keep that in mind, 7 until 8:30 here at the beautiful Hyatt Regency, the newly remodeled Hyatt Regency. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification along the Hawkeye Radio Network. 10-second ID break. You're listening to Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery. Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery, beaming throughout the Midwest tonight, flanked by our flagship stations WHO AM 1040 in Des Moines and WMT AM 600 in Cedar Rapids, as well as Iowa City's KXIC AM 800, and in the Quad Cities WOC AM 1420. Coach, before we talk Wells Fargo this weekend, Julie checks in on Facebook. We miss Connor's leadership. Who do you see eventually stepping into that role this year?
Well, from the beginning, I was, looking at Patrick, Peyton, and Tony. I think, Patrick's in year 5, so his experience and, his demeanor and the things he says are well received. He's got a great relationship with all the guys. I think Peyton is really trying. Matter of fact, Peyton was on the phone with Connor last night for about an hour talking about this very thing, because Peyton really wants to lead this team. I think Tony as well. Tony's a little bit different in terms of his approach, and that's okay. Tony's a gamer. He's not a big talker, but I do think his performance over the last couple of years has given him some credibility, because, if you're going to lead, sure, you have to have credibility to lead.
Well, and he brings Connor's toughness element to the game, too.
So
I think Julie's exactly right, though. We do miss Connor, and take him by the side. He's another coach on the floor.
Yeah. Think about what we talked about a little while ago, Bobby, about ball movement and movement with a purpose. We have a thing we call screen assist. So the ball's opposite. Connor would screen in and get Bohannon threes all the time. He would screen in for Luka, or he would pop out and feed Luka, and he'd wait. We always talk about, Luka's a National Player of the Year, so chances are he's going to be covered. They're going to try to cover him. They might double him. So if you catch the ball and look at him, he's probably going to be covered. But if you wait or dribble to a better angle, or recognize that we're going to have a flash high-low, or you're opposite, you flash high, and then you feed him from there as Luka seals him on the other side. It's that type of experience and understanding and patience of timing and spacing and screening and unselfishness that he brought to the table. And so many guys benefited. I think he was so good for Keegan. Keegan and he had an unbelievable chemistry together. He would just look at Keegan, and then and he'd just pitch one to the rim, and Keegan would hammer the rim, break it a million pieces. And
we miss that.
Yeah, that's always great coaching when that happens.
Great recruiting is what it is.
Yeah.
Good eye for talent there.
But those two guys in particular, I think, really, but also Jordan Bohannon and also Wieskamp. we had that year where Wieskamp led the nation in three-point shooting. I think it was over 50%. You got a guy shooting 50%. You got to get him the ball.
For sure.
And you have to recognize that the teams that you're playing don't want him to get the ball. They don't want him to get the ball in rhythm. They don't want him to get the ball in his range. They don't want him to get the ball comfortably. So you got to make sure that you bring it to him, and the pass has to be right on the money. If it's out by his ankles, if it's up over his shoulders, now he's got to have a tough catch and then a tough. You want to hit him right in the shot pocket. If you did that, Weezy was knocking it in there, and so those guys loved playing with Connor. And same with Chris. We were watching the tape from 2 years ago when we beat Michigan at our place. We ran a post-up play late. We were in double bonus, and we were going to go to Chris, and we would wait and run the play later. Connor caught it and just literally in one motion flipped it. It's almost like throwing the ball into the end zone, knowing you're going to get a pass interference call. They mugged them, foul, 2 free throws. We go up 7. Now it's a 3-possession game. Things like that. And knowing and understanding exactly what the score is, and the importance of, we were down 7 with minute 58, and now we're going to go up 7 in overtime, and with a minute to go. It's a 3-possession game. Those kinds of things are what Connor understood.
And Coach, having said that, how do we free up Peyton Sanford a little bit, because they've just identified him and attached themselves.
We got to screen for him more.
More screening. Yeah.
It's that, and get them the ball in transition before they set their defense. You look at a team like Iowa State, they're really sound defensively at half court. So you got to get them in transition before they set their defense. You get the matchup you like. Well, in order to do that, you need stops. I mean, you can run on makes, but it's a little bit harder if you run on misses, and that obviously factors in rebounding as well.
Coach, let's stay with Facebook. Jeff wants to know, Fran, I was at yesterday's game versus Michigan. Jeff, we appreciate your attendance. You went with the taller lineup starting Owen Freeman. Then at times you went with a shorter lineup, 3 guards between Perkins, Bowen, Dixon, Harding. Are you more experimenting with different lineups this part of the season, or were you reacting specifically to who Michigan had in the game at that time? And which lineups do you think worked the best yesterday? Go Hawks. Well, thank you, Jeff.
Well, it's a great question. I mean, you look at their starting lineup, and we thought Owen and Terrace Reed was a good match. It's a tough matchup for Ben. Ben could match up with Kamwa, but then they don't sub as much. They had one kid hurt. Jace Howard's out. He's out with an injury.
They had 2 guys.
And Llewellyn was out.
Yeah.
So. So I wasn't really reacting so much to their lineup. It was, Owen got a second foul, so now I got to, and that's why, I put Evan in for a little bit, and then I can play Logie at the 5 if I have to, or Logie at the 4 and Ben at the 5. But we have some guards that I want to get in the game. I can swing Josh Dix. I can play Bowen at the 2 and Brock at the 1. Those guys deserve to play. And there have been times when each of them have been really special. And Josh Dix has had some great games. He didn't have a great game yesterday, but he's had great games for us, and so has Brock. Brock had 3 big hoops yesterday, was really aggressive. And sometimes when your offense is struggling a little bit, which it was, he gets it going. He pushes it, he creates, he drives, he gets downhill, he finds people. Incredibly unselfish, great vision. Throw a left-handed hook pass, 45 feet across court to a guy who's open. Those guys are fun to play with.
They're fun to watch, too. Yeah. We got to take a break here on Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery. We're at the Hyatt Regency, the beautifully new remodeled Hyatt Regency. Thanks to Matt and the staff here for taking good care of us each and every Monday night. Back with more questions and comments for Coach McCaffery, and we'll talk about the big weekend coming up at Wells Fargo on Saturday when we come back on Hawk Talk with Coach McCaffery from Learfield.
Contractors, you're busier than ever this fall, but you've got this with high-quality building materials from Spahn & Rose, like GAF. Use the Spahn & Rose Visualizer to plan the perfect roof and blend an elegant architectural look with exceptional performance. GAF, we protect what matters the most. With several Spahn & Rose locations nearby, you can focus on life's other important things this fall. Spahn and Rose, buy easier, build better.
Right now, new and current customers can get any phone for free at US Cellular. So you can connect with all your family members this holiday season, like your snowbird grandparents, your adorable nieces, or your favorite uncle. Just think, with any phone free from US Cellular, you can even call your aunt who always makes you talk to your cousin, who's a dog. Or, maybe just send her a festive text. Everyone can get the gift of connection at US Cellular. Get any phone free today. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 57 years. Oak Knoll is located near University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We're a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
If you've got the right tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through!
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel, good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smarter together. Member FDIC.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. While farmers work hard to grow the best crop, their Iowa corn checkoff investments are hard at work too. Opening local and global markets for corn and corn-fed products, educating drivers on unleaded 88 as the best fuel at the pump, finding new uses for corn, and sharing the farmer's story. Iowa corn farmers are backed by researchers, educators, market experts, and more. To keep corn growing Iowa.
If you're looking for the perfect place to host your holiday party, look no further. Come to Bumps at Finkbine. Have a good time as our new chef, Rick McCombs, provides an unforgettable experience. Don't forget about Thirsty Thursday Super Social Hour, where Bumps offers buy one, get one free on domestic beer bottles, house wine, well cocktails, and appetizers. Not only is Bumps the ideal spot for Hawkeye pre-gaming, they also offer a fantastic Sunday brunch. Bumps is your one-stop spot for great food and a great time. Go to finkbine.com for more information.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk with Coach Fran McCaffery from the Hyatt Regency. Want to congratulate Jeff. Coach said it was a great question about Owen Freeman and the switch-ups in the lineups, going from guard to big. So Jeff is our Authentic Brand Hawk Talk Show winner for this week. You can submit an interesting question, too, for Coach McCaffery each week via Twitter or Facebook.com/Voice of the Hawkeyes, on Twitter at Gary Dolphin. You could win a Hawkeye merch prize pack from Authentic Brand. So, Jeff, congratulations, and thanks to our friends at Authentic Brand for the great Hawkeye Gear prize pack. Authentic Brand is a proud Iowa company, a proud partner of the Hawkeye Radio Network and the Hawks, not only outfitting our broadcast crew, but outfitting thousands of fans on game day. Gear up every game day and every day period in officially licensed Hawkeye apparel and accessories from Authentic Brand. Maybe you can catch a T-shirt next home game when they blast them out of that gun. I wouldn't want to step in front of that thing when they let a T-shirt go. But fans walk out of there with...
love it.
Huh? They do.
love it.
They do. It's a neat trick that they run at Carver Hawkeye Arena each and every home game. Thank you, Authentic Brand, Clark Fessler and the crew out there in Perry, Iowa. Okay, Coach, before we go back to Twitter and Facebook, I know you're just digging into Florida A&M right now. The Rattlers out of the SWAC conference. That'll be the leadoff game, 3:30 Saturday afternoon at Wells Fargo Arena. First off, big picture. Great venue, great city, Central Iowa. The Sanford brothers going home. Caitlin Clark playing in front of her family and friends in Des Moines. I think it's a great idea. First off,
it is a great idea, and we haven't been over there in a while.
Yeah, with the Hy-Vee Classic.
Hy-Vee Classic, and when we went to 20 league games, that went away. So, I think our fans have always supported that event. And it's even better now because there's two Hawkeye teams playing. Yesterday they were lined up, halfway to Milwaukee to see
at the Kohl Center.
Caitlin.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it. It's a great opportunity for us to play in front of our fans over there.
By the way, it's Bobby Hanson's hometown, too. I should have mentioned that.
Exactly.
The great Robert Hanson, General Hanson, going back home to Des Moines. Dowling, all the Dowling alums will be out. But no, and Wells Fargo, I mean, who knows better than you? How do you like that place for basketball?
Oh, that's a first-class event, first-class facility in every way. Because obviously, spent a lot of time over there with the state tournament, with Connor and Patrick. Played in it pretty much every year.
Good point, yeah.
We played there, and then when you play there a number of times, it's really it's an NBA facility in every way. The folks that run it. I've been to concerts over there. Again, first class all the way through, and that's what you want. I mean, that's what this program's all about, and that's what our fans, I think, associate big-time basketball with. Facility like that, like Carver. So it's going to be fun.
I mean, they've hosted NCAA tournament regional sites there a couple times, if I remember right.
And there's a lot of parameters that have to be met to get an NCAA game. So that tells you what kind of folks they have running that place over there.
Bobby, I watched you play in the old Veterans Memorial Auditorium in the state tournaments back when you were in high school. That block has changed a little bit. The Hy-Vee Hall of Fame, it's a great part of downtown of the capital city.
Yeah, and they kept it. That was part of the agreement with Polk County, who owns that facility, and through the generosity, I think, of Prairie Meadows, that helped get that thing built. But yeah, they just kind of remodeled the old Vets Auditorium. You walk in there now, and you have no idea that it used to be a big barn. Big open area. Now it's like 2 floors of it and ballroom space. So, yeah, I'm glad they kept it. A lot of great memories out there at Veterans Memorial Auditorium.
Who did you see in concert? Who was your favorite concert? I've seen McCartney and Wings, Jimmy Buffett, Neil Diamond. What's your favorite?
Jimmy Buffett, Fran.
Brooks.
Pardon?
Garth Brooks. Saw Garth Brooks there.
Hard to top Garth.
Yeah, it's tough. That's tough on the top right there.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Buffett was phenomenal.
I saw Buffett.
Yep. I mean, God rest his soul.
Another one tough to.
Yeah. Oh, the Eagles. We saw the Eagles.
I didn't see the Eagles.
Tremendous, but it's a multi-purpose arena. And
the only thing would be better if they brought Bruce in.
Springsteen?
Yeah,
there you go.
You are a Springsteen.
Yeah.
Well, he's a Jersey, South Philly guy, isn't he?
He's Jersey.
He's definitely Jersey.
He's Jersey all the way through.
Sinatra's from Hoboken, by the way. You know that.
Yeah, I knew that.
His birthday's coming up. Just so you know, he'd be 108.
I saw Sinatra in concert.
I saw him a couple times
in Atlantic City.
Nobody better.
New Jersey.
Never a better live concert.
You talk about a pro.
Oh my.
In every sense of the word, right there.
That's why the lady's a tramp.
Oh, blue eyes.
Frank. Okay. On that note, we'll take a final break. Come back with more questions for Coach McCaffery on Hawk Talk from the Hyatt Regency in Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
To anyone passing through our state, fields and fields of corn might be what they see. But the people who call Iowa home know it's so much more. Corn is ethanol, a homegrown, renewable fuel. Corn is delicious pork, beef, poultry, and dairy. Corn is in 4,000 products we rely on every day. So yeah, our highway views are full of corn, and we're proud of it. Because corn grows Iowa. Show your support for Iowa corn farmers at iowacorn.org/corngrowsiowa.
When it comes to your health, you need the full picture. That means the right diagnosis and the right treatment right from the start. I'm Aaron Bose, pediatric neurologist with University of Iowa Healthcare. Here, we're working together every day to advance medicine so you can get the best care. With more research, more clinical trials, and more treatment options than anywhere else in the state, the University of Iowa Healthcare is changing medicine and changing lives. Learn more at uihc.org.
Right now, new and current customers can get any phone for free at US Cellular. So you can connect with all your family members this holiday season, like your snowbird grandparents, your adorable nieces, or your favorite uncle. Just think, with any phone free from US Cellular, you could even call your aunt who always makes you talk to your cousin, who's a dog. Or maybe just send her a festive text. Everyone can get the gift of connection at U.S. Cellular. Get any phone free today. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
If you've got the right tools and the friendly people at U.S. Bank in your corner, making smarter money choices is a piece of cake. If only our tools and helpful advisors could have helped you avoid some of those not-so-smart choices in life. Like that time you tried to pick up unicycling.
Whoa, coming through!
Or when you thought it'd be okay to pet that squirrel in the park.
Good squirrel, good squirrel.
While we can't help you with all that, we can help you bank smartly at usbank.com/smarter together. Member FDIC.
Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week. It's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop. And count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy. Some restrictions apply.
Welcome back to our remaining moments with Coach McCaffery. Got a raucous crowd here tonight.
Some
Coach,
energy in here.
Rowdy group.
Rowdy group. And Lucy's not even here tonight.
No.
My goodness. Wait till next week. All right, back to Facebook and Twitter for Coach McCaffery. By the way, Wells Fargo Arena is the site Saturday for the Hawks in Florida A&M. Bobby and I will greet you at 2:30 for the pregame coverage and 3:30 for the tip-off, followed by the Hawkeye women with Cleveland State. Guys, when Fran uses the term motion offense, what does that mean? Bobby Knight ran motion offenses. Is it different, the same? Are they similar? Explain Coach's version of the motion offense. Well, we'll let Coach explain the motion offense. And Bobby played it with the Bulls, or the triangle too, excuse me.
A little different.
Yeah, a little different than motion, but there was a lot of motion with that.
It was the triangle offense. It wasn't the triangle and two. That's a defense. No.
Triangle, get the ball to Michael.
Slipped in the two.
Yeah, Michael and Scotty. Yeah, that was the offense. No, but we basically run Bobby Knight's motion. It's the same one. God rest his soul, if he was still alive, he'd probably tell you, no, it's not. You don't run it the same. You don't run it as well. But it's the same principle, and the history of it, going back to, we always ran a sort of motion when I was at Lehigh, and I was at, going back to my playing days. When it first started back in the 70s, they called it passing game. It was like a Dean Smith thing.
Okay.
And Bobby did a really good job with how he taught his motion with independent sides and flare screens and down screens and curl cuts, keep the ball centered, eliminate weak side help. So when Coach McLeod came to Notre Dame, we ran all sets. That's what they ran in the pros. That's what we ran. And then what he found was the scouting at the college level, because you only played every 3 or 4 days, made it really difficult to run your sets when they knew what your play calls were and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he said, we need to start running motion. We need to hire somebody who really understands motion. So he hired Parker Laquetta, whose son Luke is a walk-on member of our team. Parker worked for Bob Donewald at Western Michigan. Bob was
great coach.
Bob Knight's assistant on the 76 undefeated team. And the difference with that, and in theory it's all the same, but the one thing about Bobby Knight's motion game is that's all they ran. He didn't run set plays. And his thing was, if you start to run set plays, then you'll get away from understanding really what you're supposed to do in terms of where to cut, how to cut. It's kind of like we're not going to give you an out because your offense is stagnant right now. You're going to have to figure it out because that's all we're running. So when I coached for Coach McLeod, he wanted to have some sets in, primarily because, at that time we had Pat Garrity, who was the Player of the Year in the Big East. So, we
great player.
As we know, it's not, it's not equal opportunity when you have the Player of the Year. But the motion offense, in theory, is an equal opportunity offense. Now, some coaches would designate, okay, you're a screener, you're a shooter, you're a driver, that you can do that, and just screen and slip to the basket, screen and slip, they don't guard those guys. So Ours, when it's really working, you have action on both sides of the floor, which ties up the defense and eliminates weak side help, creates driving opportunities, but it's based on feel, it's read and react.
Bobby, you had to guard a lot of motion.
I was just going to say, what I remember playing against those Bobby Knight teams with Randy Whitman, Ted Kitchell, Landon Turner, Isaiah Thomas, Jim Thomas. I mean, you were always getting screened somewhere. Somebody's coming in just on the backside, and they're knocking you pretty good. But chasing Whitman around those screens, he was phenomenal.
Well, plus, we didn't have any clock, right, in those days.
There's no shot clock now.
So you might be running into 12, 15 screens in one possession.
That's why my body hurts today.
Yeah. So now, you think about it, even if a team is running that, or if a team is running ball screen continuity offense, they want to get you on the second or third one. So that's one of the reasons why we press 1-2-2, takes 11, 12 seconds off the shot clock. So now you only have to deal with a minimum amount of screening, because the more screening, the more likely you're going to break down.
How many Kent Benson screens could you run into, Bobby?
Not in college.
You avoided those.
Yeah, you
don't run into them.
Big Benny, we called him Benny Amway. He was an Amway rep.
Benson?
Yeah.
We got about a minute left, but it jogged my mind. Bobby passed a few weeks before our first show. What set him apart, Bob Knight?
Well, he was a different kind of guy in the sense that he was committed to the motion game. He was a motivational guy. But think about it. I mean, he was as intense as they come, not only in terms of when the game started, but in practice. And, you probably sat down with Luke Recker at some point and
many times
heard some stories.
Oh, yeah.
They're legendary. But he just didn't let anything slide. Nothing. We're not going to let it go. And we're going to deal with it, and the intensity level and how hard you play is going to be a constant. And that's why he won so much.
And I'm sure he picked a lot of that up at West Point when he first got started.
Yeah, you watch the generals and how they discipline.
Yeah.
It was very similar. Yeah, no question.
That's good stuff. Coach, we'll see you in the capital city on Saturday afternoon.
Look forward to it, Dolph.
Yeah. Bobby?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for your insight as always.
Yeah, good job, Dolph.
Go Hawks. Iowa and Florida A&M coming up at the Wells Fargo Arena after a week of final exams. The Hawks get it turned around starting Saturday. Thanks for watching and tuning in on our YouTube channel tonight and listening to the Hawkeye Radio Network for Hawk Talk. We're back here next week. Good night, everybody.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network, from Learfield, live from the Hyatt Regency, this has been Hawk Talk with Fran McCaffery, brought to you by Authentic Brand, unique Hawkeye apparel at authentic-brand.com. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. By your local Ford dealers. Hy-Vee, score big savings with the new Hy-Vee Perks membership. Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. U.S. Bank, proud to support Iowa basketball. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. And by U.S. Cellular, built for the Hawkeyes. Built for silencing notifications and turning up the noise. U.S. Cellular, built for us. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.